Hi everyone, and we're live. Welcome to StudioCon 2020. It's so exciting. The first time I've done anything like this. It's really good to see you here. It's very exciting. It's our very first event. It's where we're going to hope to bring together some really good experts and really good speakers who know loads of stuff around school websites. Obviously, hopefully we know some stuff about that, and engagement and all sorts of different bits and bobs on how you can really engage your school community effectively. Thank you for joining us. Make the most of all the sessions, dip in and out, and make the most of that. There's some freebies around as well, as people have provided some resources. You can get access to a load of stuff in there as well, and there's some special offers on stuff that are popping up as well. But I really hope from us here that it's a really good time. So thank you so much for joining us. It really means the world. In this session, we're going to explore all the bits of kit that you use in school to engage and communicate with your parents and the wider school community, and try and explore how we can use them better. This isn't about new products you can buy. It's about understanding what you have, what it's for, how you can use it better. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. If you don't know me, I'm Ian. I run Studio and Studio TV with my wife Nicole. I'm an amazing team of people, and we support hundreds of schools all over the country with website provision and a load of other stuff as well. So yeah, again, so grateful that you've joined us. I just want to ask you as we get started, have you ever asked yourself what the purpose of your website is, your school website? What's it there for? What's the main goal of your school website? Have a think about that for a minute. What is your school website actually for? You might come up with answers such as compliance. You've got to be compliant. You might say engagement. You might say information sharing. You might actually say just because we've got to have one. So they're all true, aren't they? They're the right answer. But what if there was more to it than that? What if your school website could achieve more than just box checking? What if your school website could be the place your school community and others go to get all the information they need at any time? What if your school website was the place that all your visitors, whether that's parents, prospective parents, inspectors, potential staff, what if it was the place all those different types of users, all those audiences found to be the go-to place for everything they need to know about your school? Well, I believe that the key goal of every school website, wherever you kind of sit, on what key stage, whatever age students you're working with, whatever kind of setting you're in, every school website needs to meet all the different needs of all these audiences, all these types of users, all at the same time. Now, I say that to people quite a bit, and quite often people get a bit freaked out by that, because how is that possible? How can I achieve that? How can I achieve that with the little time I've got? You work in schools. Time is not something that is pouring out of everywhere, is it? Well, the really good news is that if you're approaching the management of your school website holistically, so as one, then you'll see it's actually not something that's that scary or overwhelming at all. So let me reassure you that with the approach and the information hopefully I'm going to share with you today, you will be able to get on top of your school website management and use your website for what it was ultimately created for. And I'll say this a few times, but that is to just celebrate all the amazing things that happen in your fantastic, fabulous school. I'm going to teach you about what we call the engagement flywheel. But first of all, who is your website really for? Before we get into everything fully, let's chat a bit about who your website is for. It's really vital we get a handle on who our website exists for, so that we can effectively meet their needs, while we're also providing the content that the inspectors will be expected to find as well. So the three main categories of people that we are going to talk about are prospective parents and students, current parents and students, and prospective employees. Now, the fourth audience type we're going to reference a bit, as well as the Ofsted inspector, but for now I think we'll just put them over there in the corner on that chair. I think let's just move them out of the way. We could talk about sub audiences. So for example, prospective parents and students will have different needs, but the main thing to remember is that when you're creating content for your website, it's really important to remember all the audiences and think holistically about it. Again, it sounds like something that you don't have the time to do, not on top of everything else, but it's quite straightforward because the needs of the audiences all overlap, and the big bonus is they meet the needs of inspectors as well. So we're just going to spend a little bit of time looking at the three groups that make up your main key audiences, their main needs, and how you can meet them. And then we're going to spend a bit of time looking at how they can all tie together. So as we work through this, quite a bit of information I'm going to rattle through, but as we work through this, look for how they overlap massively and how it will help you understand how good compliance standards, how good engagement standards in practice they actually meet the needs of all your school website audiences. So look out for the areas where they overlap. But first of all, let's chat about prospective parents and students, so people that you effectively are marketing to. Schools do now have to market themselves and the community beyond your kind of four walls, and competition is increasing. Everybody's getting much more savvy about all this kind of stuff. The days of just throwing up a website that ticks a few boxes and as a result see families just arriving in school, for a lot of people, those days are gone. Every single school has to attract students in some form or another. And you might think, you're at the point in a cycle where you don't have to think too much about that because you're oversubscribed. It's very likely that that could change. There might be another school. You might be an area where that's never going to happen. But even in that instance, it's not a reason to not focus on meeting the needs of the people that you're thinking about. Think about trusts that might be, academy trusts that might be breathing down your neck. There might be a school in the next village or around the corner with a new head teacher. You don't have any control over things like that and how they crop up, but you do have control over how you portray your school online. So how do you meet the needs of prospective parents and students online? How do you attract families? Well, first of all, a really big thing to do is to grab their attention with really gorgeous photos. We're going to do another session with a really great professional photographer called Luke Flisher, who is doing a session with me where we're having a chat about it, and we'll be chatting about how photos are so powerful when it comes to engagement in your school website. If you have a professionally shot range of great photos capturing life at school, you've taken a really big stride in terms of engaging every audience group. Think about using them strategically on every page of your website to bring your content to life. That'll happen instantly when you do. Also, don't ever let your content be too static. Single most important thing you can do to transform your school website into a site that users want to come back to again and again is keep your content fresh. With a good bit of kit, good CMS, content management system, website software, it shouldn't be a nightmare. It should be really fast and easy to add new content. You've got to keep your news, and maybe if you're using them, blogs up to date. Is that, oh, you're kidding me. It is.